Hello. I used a combination of Google Slides and Screencast-O-Matic to make the following presentation. Before this presentation, I only ever used PowerPoint for this type of project. I found Google Slides to be a very user-friendly way to accomplish the same goal. The following presentation is bringing together the vast amount of knowledge I've gained throughout this course. According to Chapter 2 of Rice 2012, effective online instruction encourages or promotes 5 outcomes: learner autonomy, active participation, collaboration and community building, authentic assessment, and acquisition of 21st century skills. Learner autonomy is achieved by integrating learning and motivational strategies to help students become self-directed learners. Multiple avenues for exploration are provided so that individual needs and learning styles can be met. Active participation requires a curriculum that is flexible and dynamic with a structure based on student needs. Student interests and passions are incorporated to aid with student engagement. Collaboration and community building is fostered by providing opportunities for students to connect with other learners to achieve goals. Authentic assessments are created to help students self-reflect on their learning and use the available data and feedback to view progress and set goals. And 21st century skills give students the ability to solve real-world problems. Opportunities to come up with multiple outcomes and use critical thinking skills are key to obtaining these 21st century skills. These 5 areas tie into my philosophy and role as an online educator. Regardless of whether I'm teaching in an online environment or in a brick-and-mortar classroom, making sure my lessons are student-centered is key. Every aspect of this course has directly correlated to what I consider to be good teaching. As stated in the text, Rice 2012, key skills of an online teacher that would also carry over into other educational designs include being an educator, project manager, instructional designer, and an e-learning expert. My hope for my future role as an educator is to take on more of the role of a learning coach and incorporate more blended learning opportunities into my classroom. After reading Chapter 3 from the book Flip Your Classroom, I've been made aware of so many benefits to this model that it would be silly for me not to give it a shot. Some of the major benefits mentioned in the book and in the video Flipping the Classroom Explained include learning being more personable, students learning at their own speed and own style, more individual support and attention, more time for meaningful application of concepts, the ability to learn important time management skills, increased opportunities for collaboration, and creating a classroom that is transparent. Another important part of online teaching is the proper incorporation of asynchronous and synchronous learning tools. Table 3 in the article, Asynchronous and Synchronous E-Learning by Rastinsky, highlights when, why, and how to use both types of these e-learning tools. Rice 2012 also notes the advantages and disadvantages of these tools in Table 5.2. Some of the information on synchronous tools from these 2 tables include providing opportunities for social participation, supporting this type of learning with video conferencing and chats, being part of the learning community, asking and answering questions in real time, usually discussing less complex issues, and quick responses are typically expected. Some of the information on asynchronous tools from these 2 tables include providing opportunities for cognitive participation, supported often by discussion boards, flexible timing, more refined and planned out contributions, reflections, and immediate responses are not expected. Effective collaboration tools should adhere to the social presence model. As mentioned in our reading of the Virtual High School Teacher and Student Reactions to the Social Presence Model by Dickers, Whiteside, and Lewis, 2013, the social presence model centers on 5 integrated elements: affective association, community cohesion, instructor involvement, interaction intensity, and knowledge and experience, that together determine a participant's motivation to take an active role in their own and in their peers' meaning-making processes. Affective association is the emotional connectedness with participants. Community cohesion has to do with a strong sense of community. Instructor involvement is ensuring that the instructor is active in discussions and providing necessary feedback. Interaction intensity deals with the level of interaction between participants. And knowledge and experience is when students have the opportunity to share their prior knowledge and personal experiences with each other. Here are some of the many examples of collaborative tools mentioned in our text, Rice 2012. When integrating these collaborative tools into my classroom, I need to first make sure that I keep the curricular goals and learning objectives as my top priority. These tools should not just be shoved on my students unless they play a pivotal role in a meaningful student-centered lesson. It is also important that when the opportunity lends itself, that I give my students the ability to choose which type of collaborative tool that they would like to incorporate into their learning. Providing students with choice in the matter will increase engagement, motivation, and overall ownership of their learning experience. Technology can be used as a powerful resource for meeting the individual learning needs of students. This needs to be taken into consideration when we are assessing the overall accessibility of all aspects of education. Rice 2012 states that the universal design for learning principles are a means of differentiating instruction to improve access to high-quality instruction for all learners. This includes providing multiple means of representation, providing multiple means of expressing understanding, and providing multiple means of engagement. This course has opened my eyes to viewing my lessons, projects, and other assignments through a new accessibility lens. Some changes mentioned in the text and in the web accessibility guidelines include using alternative text, headings, paying attention to color contrast, numbering and bulleting lists, using meaningful links, using the outline view in presentations, using text-to-speech, and using speech-to-text. I've already made several changes to current materials and plan to keep these principles in mind when creating future assignments and resources. Some of the ahas about online learning that I've experienced throughout this course include all of the benefits of incorporating different models of blended learning into my classroom, all the free resources that are available as online tools, ways to flip my classroom without the availability of tech resources, the idea of being an instructional designer and a learning coach versus just being a teacher, and how similar the overarching look-fors are, whether we're observing an online classroom or a brick-and-mortar classroom. A few of the questions that I still have include, how do I ease my 4th grade students into embracing a flipped classroom model? Are parents typically on board with the idea of blended learning, or should I plan to experience some kickback? And will my Google Classroom suffice as my learning management system for a flipped classroom? I enjoyed working with all of you, and I wish you luck in your future online teaching endeavors. Bye!